Okay, the conversation around the election has only became more and more polarized, and the rhetoric has been escalated, I would say, just from like name calling and calling people stupid and saying like, oh, the low IQ person, which Trump has said that sort of stuff, to now these affiliations of what was said, what was allegedly said through his former chief of staff outside of the
Arlington National
Cemetery, who passed, and mocking them, to now some even crazier claims by the same person. So we kind of mentioned that in today's main channel video. I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of backstory on how I think we got here politically. You guys let me know what you guys think about this, okay? So this is President Obama. He makes this statement, and then Kamala Harris also makes some pretty wild accusations. Now, again, Trump has said some wild stuff. He said some stuff about taking out the enemy from within, yada, yada, yada. I think this escalates the rhetoric, in my opinion.
Yes.
With the comparisons to the guy.
Yep.
You know, the H guy.
Yep.
The mustache guy.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And
He said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military.
Okay. So the claim is that this same person, who they've denied all the allegations, said that he wants generals like
the H-man.
The H-man, the mustache guy. It seems like he's the new H-man. He's the new mustache guy. Is like that's the go-to. All along, Chuck Schumer and a lot of other Democrats are sitting with him at a celebrity. Can you pull that up real quick? At a celebrity fundraiser, Catholic Jewish celebrity fundraiser, laughing at his jokes, cracking up, hanging out with him. This is it right here. Mute that, please. So, and this is at some point in the night, Schumer got roasted by him. Okay. Now, I'm not a Trumpster. You guys may know that. Okay. But they're sitting next to each other.
They're chatting.
They're laughing at jokes.
They're going back and forth.
And so, like, forgive me. Play this part. This is actually funny.
If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden.
Oh,
keep going.
Is that Jim Gaffigan not
Jim
laughing?
Gaffigan,
He's like, I can't laugh at that.
You know, he's having second thoughts. You know that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out. That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you. Because I know him. He did it.
And so that's Chuck Schumer. So forgive me if I'm just not buying this. He is the second mustache guy from the left. I'm personally not buying.
Oh, there we go.
I'm personally not buying it. I'm not buying it.
This is what you do with the mustache guy when you meet him.
This is what you do.
And you're at dinner. You like share a drink, laugh, chit chat.
Now, let me tell you guys how we potentially got here.
Okay.
2000, there was a very contentious election. George Bush Jr. was running against Al Gore. Al Gore was the vice president.
Okay.
That race came down to, I want to say, a small little handful of votes in Florida. Florida was governed at the time by one of George Bush's brothers.
Okay.
George Bush wins the election, allegedly. It was extremely controversial. Extremely controversial. A lot of recounting. You want to talk about election drama? That was a crazy time. In a state that Jeb Bush controlled. I want to say it was Jeb Bush, right? So George Bush takes office. Within 10 months of him taking office, 9/11 happens. After 9/11 happens, we invade Afghanistan. We start the war on terror. We go into these places saying there's weapons of mass destruction. There weren't weapons of mass destruction.
Uh-oh.
I find it odd that Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney is all of a sudden supporting some Kamala Harris as if that is a good thing. The warmongers that got us into multiple dumb, stupid wars. And we didn't even get the guy who did 9/11. We didn't even get the guy that did 9/11.
Yeah.
But those same people are now endorsing Harris. And they're flexing that like as a good endorsement. Okay, Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
The second worst vice president in history, only next to Kamala Harris.
Hello.
Is now endorsing her. And these were the warmongers. These were the people that got us into all these stupid wars. The just complete sham. And so what happened? The country was upset. Who steps up? Young, charismatic, black guy. Country wants to get past racism. This is our shot. It's our shot.
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama gets elected. The same states that voted for Trump, many of the same swing states, swing counties that voted for Trump, voted for Obama in 2008, in 2012. People don't want to talk about that part because we just want to think half the country's racist or half the country's communist.
Hello.
Obama gets elected. We're past racial relations. We're past controversy. We're moving forward. We're making progress. But there's a lot of people that were upset. They weren't the Dick Cheney, George Bush type of Republicans. It was a different type of Republicans. It was the Tea Party. The Tea Party rose up and they got laughed out of the room. No one wanted to take them serious. On the left, you had the Antifa, Occupy Wall Street people rise up. Right?
Yeah.
And those folks didn't have any power initially. So what happened? Obama does his thing. The country becomes more polarized. You could say that was his fault. You could say that was not his fault. You could say that was Trump pushing the birther conspiracy stuff, saying he wasn't really from here. You could say that Trump, that Obama was kind of playing into some of the racial undertones, and all of a sudden, bro, whites in Middle America elected you, dog. Now you're saying the country is systemically racist, right? So what happened?
It's the least racist for you.
Bush gets into office. Obama is the overcorrection to Bush.
Okay.
We want someone outside. We want someone young. We want someone cool. We want someone hip. We want someone that's going to get us out of the wars. So Bush, Obama's the overcorrection to Bush. Who's the overcorrection to Obama? Donald J. Trump.
It's just a bunch of overcorrections every single time.
Who should have had the shot? It shouldn't have been Hillary. Who should have had the shot in 2016 is a man named Bernie Sanders, who I deplore his politics. I can't stand his politics. He's an actual communist. He's a socialist. The DNC did him in, completely lambasted him. He doesn't win the primary. He should have won he should have had a fair shot. They anoint Hillary. Trump smashes the opposition on the right. Why? Because there was a bunch of folks that were like the Dick Cheney, George W. Bush type of Republicans.
Yep.
So now you got Hillary, who's hated, Bernie, who's shafted.
Yep.
Trump on the right, who's destroying all the opposition because people were like, we remember Bush. That was trash. We don't really like this Obama guy, but this is trash. And so you got Trump, you got Hillary. All the polls got it wrong. He wins by a landslide, still loses the popular vote. And then you get here. So how did we get so divided? An overcorrection to an overcorrection to an overcorrection. Bernie being mistreated, who again, I don't like his politics, but he's a man of character. At least he actually is what he presents himself to be. I think Bernie is a man of integrity. Even I could acknowledge someone's a man of integrity even if I disagree with his politics.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of these other politicians are politicians. They're rock stars. They like. I mean, you can see Obama in front of a crowd. And I think he's very charismatic. And I think he's a good speaker. But he likes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how we got here. So how did we get in? To answer Obama's question, how did we get to a time so divisive? This is how we got here. And now this idea of let me keep calling him the new mustache guy is not going to, that's not how you're going to win this election.
Yeah. Like 3 weeks after you're like, I do not condone political violence.
Yes. You can't keep,
like dog.
Can't keep saying that. And it's not like he said it himself. This is hearsay. This is someone that used to work for him that may have it out to issue with him and is lying about it.
And she's breaking this like it's a presidential, like it's presidential news.
Like it's a presidential
like the
press
whole country
release.
needs to know. Yeah.
No, and like now if we had him on hot mic saying this, I'd be like, bro, you're out of control.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is crazy. You gotta no, repent. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Because you're back doing wild stuff. And I'm not saying we know for a fact he didn't say it. I'm just saying presenting this as the smoking gun while ignoring how divisive the Democratic Party has been to their own.
Yeah.
I followed closely in 2019 and how unpopular Kamala Harris won and how they shafted Andrew Yang, how they shafted Tulsi Gabbard, how they kept Bernie out in 2019. So to assume that we just got here overnight and then all of a sudden this crazy rhetoric came out of nowhere. No. It came because the country overcorrected with Obama.
Okay.
And then it overcorrected with Trump. And now we're here. And now
Is it gonna keep overcorrecting?
I hope not.
Do you think it's just like a cycle that just continues for the next 20 years?
I think on both sides people are pretty far gone. I think on the right, it's like respectfully, we had better options on the right. Let's call it a spade a spade.
Oh, come on.
DeSantis, much better option.
He was pretty good.
I don't agree with him on everything. Much better option.
And then Trump got in there and started making him sound super boring.
Started roasting him. The MAGA cult activated. DeSantis didn't stand a shot.
Everyone was down for DeSantis before Trump started roasting him.
Yeah. We liked DeSantis. We thought he did a good job.
Everybody.
With the pandemic, we thought he did a good job with Florida.
Yeah.
And then people were like, yo, this is, blah, blah. So I think that's how we got. So to answer Trump, Obama's question, that's how we got it. We got here because you guys did it.
Yep.
The DNC did it. In my opinion, The DNC did it. Well, it was first Bush. It was first Bushes. Let's be honest. It was the Bushes in the 2020 election. That was crazy what happened in 2020 election. Go back and look at that stuff. And then we had an overcorrection to an overcorrection to an overcorrection, and that's where we are now. But this narrative of he's the mustache guy, I'm just not buying it. I'm not a fan like that. I think he's the lesser of two evils. I align with a lot of his policies, his tax policies, his border policies is a big one. But I'm not buying this whole he's the new mustache guy, and therefore, you know, we gotta do this. And now you got Tosi, who's now Republican, and so I'm excited. Like I'm curious what's gonna happen on November 5th. I think we will know who the president is November 6th. I don't think they're going to have another sloppy election with all the mail-in stuff and the lockdowns. I think it's gonna be much better. And I also think to all you guys that are on the right that are like Team MAGA, Team Trump, Team Tea Party, whatever it is, I think there's a certain part of fights you need to lay down. Like this whole birther nonsense. Obama was born in Kenya. I think you just need to drop it. This whole Kamala's not really black. I think you need to drop it. I don't think you guys win anyone over with that stuff either. I think you just end up looking dumb and peddling stuff. Is there a possibility that stuff could be true? I guess there's a possibility, but that's not how you win people over in the middle. That's not how you win independents. And I've just been a guy that like, I'm Team Jesus. What makes sense is what is the policies that best align policies over people. However, propagating she's not really black. Nah. What points does that get you? What does that do? Clearly, she's been living and passing as a black woman for a long time. Clearly, her dad is from Jamaica. Now, is he a European descendant of a colonizer in Jamaica? Listen, I don't know. But this idea that either of the far right and the far left characterization, this is where you get lost in the weeds and you start believing that the other half of the country that disagrees with you politically hates you and wants to take you out. And so I think this stuff is just unhelpful. I think that stuff is unhelpful, and I would encourage Christians to not propagate that sort of stuff. Like I think you are much better at having a discussion on policy. Have a discussion on policy. Have a discussion with the leftist or a liberal on policy. I don't think they win that conversation. Even with some of Trump's policies, I disagree with. I don't think they win that conversation. I think they lose that conversation. I think anyone who is on the left right now has an incoherent, nonsensical position when they're pressed on any of this stuff. Personally, that's what I think. I think they have a nonsensical, incoherent position on a lot of this stuff. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.